Hello, this is another showcase video for Embrace the Virtual, and today I am presenting a compilation of photorealistic AI generated video content that I have created. What you are about to see are scenes of futuristic cities, utopian visions, alien worlds, cosmic environments featuring supermassive black holes visible in alien skies, and nebulae rendered in colors that don't exist naturally in Earth's atmosphere. All of this is photorealistic, meaning it is designed to look like actual filmed footage even though none of these places physically exist and no camera has ever captured these scenes. Before we get into the visual content, I need to explain why this matters and what I am trying to communicate through these creations. This isn't just an art project. This is a demonstration of what becomes possible when we embrace AI generation and virtual creation as legitimate alternatives to physical production. Every second of video you are seeing required no physical sets, no construction materials, no transportation of equipment or crew, no location permits, no environmental impact beyond the electricity to run the computers generating this content. Compare that to traditional video production for equivalent visual quality, and the resource efficiency is almost incomprehensible. The physical world we inhabit is approaching critical limits. This is not alarmist exaggeration, this is observable fact. Earth's human population exceeds 8 billion people. Urban centers are crowded to the point of dysfunction. Air quality in major cities is measurably declining. Ocean ecosystems are collapsing. Freshwater resources are strained. Agricultural land is degraded. The extraction of raw materials needed for physical construction and manufacturing is devastating landscapes globally, and all of this is accelerating, not slowing down. Meanwhile, human beings have needs that don't disappear when resources become scarce. We need new experiences, we need visual stimulation, we need to see beautiful things, interesting things, novel things. We need environments that inspire us, that make us think, that give us something beyond the familiar, degraded urban landscapes most of us live in. These needs are not luxuries, they are fundamental to human psychology. Deprive people of novelty and beauty, and mental health deteriorates. We know this. The research is clear. So we face a fundamental problem. We need to drastically reduce physical resource consumption to prevent complete environmental collapse, but we also need to provide humans with the experiences and stimulation they require for well-being. The only solution that resolves this tension is virtual creation. Generate experiences digitally, create beauty without physical materials, provide novelty through rendered environments rather than constructed ones. AI makes this possible at scale and quality that previous technology couldn't achieve. What you are seeing in this video compilation is that possibility made real. These are not simple animations or crude computer graphics. These are photorealistic rendered environments that look like they could be photographs or filmed footage. Cities with realistic lighting, accurate materials, believable physics. Skies with astronomical objects rendered with scientific accuracy regarding how they would actually appear. Landscapes with proper geological formation patterns. All of it designed to be visually indistinguishable from footage of real places, except these places don't physically exist. This is crucial. The visual quality has crossed the threshold where virtual content can satisfy the same psychological needs that physical experiences satisfy. When you look at a photorealistic rendering of a beautiful alien landscape, your brain responds the same way it would to a photograph of a real beautiful landscape. The aesthetic pleasure is genuine. The sense of wonder is real. The visual stimulation is equivalent, but the environmental cost is a tiny fraction of what traveling to and filming an actual location would require. Let me talk specifically about the recurring elements in these videos because the choices are deliberate. You are seeing supermassive black holes visible in alien skies repeatedly. This is not random repetition. This is a specific visual statement. Black holes represent the most extreme environments in the universe. They are regions where space-time curvature is so intense that not even light can escape. They are surrounded by accretion disks of superheated matter glowing across the electromagnetic spectrum. They are objects so massive that they anchor entire galaxies, and in these videos they are visible from planetary surfaces, meaning you are standing on worlds orbiting close enough to these cosmic monsters to see them directly. This is impossible with Earth. Earth orbits a stable main sequence star in a quiet region of the Milky Way galaxy. Our sky is familiar, predictable, limited, but there is no physical law requiring that all habitable environments must look like Earth. Planets could exist in more exotic locations with more dramatic skies, and even if they can't, even if life requires stable, boring environments, virtual worlds don't have that constraint. Virtual worlds can show you what standing on a planet near a supermassive black hole would look like. They can give you that experience without requiring you to somehow travel 40,000 light years to the galactic center or requiring such a planet to physically exist. The nebulae are similar. Earth's atmosphere scatters light in specific ways, producing the blue we see during the day and the reds and oranges of sunrise and sunset. But atmospheres with different composition would scatter light differently, producing different colors. And nebula, vast clouds of gas and dust in space, glow in colors determined by which elements they contain and how they are being energized. You could theoretically have worlds where the sky includes visible nebula in colors Earth's sky never shows. And in virtual creation, you can depict that. You can show skies in colors human eyes have never seen from Earth's surface. This visual diversity, this ability to show environments that Earth doesn't provide, this is the point. Human experience should not be limited to what one planet's specific conditions happen to offer. We have the capability through virtual creation to experience infinite environmental variation, different skies, different landscapes, astronomical contexts, everything. And photorealistic rendering means these experiences can be visually convincing, visually satisfying, beautiful in the same way physically visiting exotic locations would be. The futuristic cities in these videos represent something equally important. Human civilization currently exists primarily in cities that are congested, polluted, and aesthetically mediocre at best. Modern urban planning has produced cities dominated by concrete, asphalt, steel, and glass, arranged with minimal concern for beauty or human experience. Cities are functional at best, actively hostile to human well being at worst, and they consume enormous resources in construction and maintenance while producing enormous waste and pollution. But cities don't have to look like that. Architecture could be beautiful. Urban environments could be designed for human flourishing rather than just economic efficiency. Infrastructure could be integrated with natural elements rather than replacing them. And advanced technology could enable city designs impossible with current engineering and materials. The futuristic cities in these videos show what is possible when you are not constrained by current technology, current economics, or current urban planning paradigm. Towers that are actually beautiful, streets that prioritize pedestrians and green space, lighting that enhances rather than destroys the environment, transportation systems that are elegant rather than just functional. These are utopian visions, yes, but utopian doesn't mean impossible. It means optimized for human experience rather than cheapest to build. And in virtual space, you can create these optimized environments without the resource cost of physically constructing them. You can show people what cities could look like, what environments could feel like, what human civilization could be if we designed for beauty and well being rather than just functionality and profit. This is why I emphasize the utopian futuristic vision aspect of this content. We are surrounded by physical environments that are mostly ugly, mostly degraded, mostly designed without consideration for human aesthetic and psychological needs. This is despairing. This affects mental health. affects outlook, affects how people think about the future. If all of you see physically is degraded urban environments, you start to think that that is all that is possible and that is the future holds. But virtual environments can show alternatives. They can demonstrate that beauty is possible, that well designed environments are achievable, that the future doesn't have to be just more of the same declining physical world. And showing these alternatives matters because it keeps people oriented toward possibility rather than resignation. When you see beautiful futuristic cities, even if they are virtual, even if they are AI generated, you are reminded that human capability extends beyond current physical limitations. You are reminded that things could be better. You are reminded to keep looking forward, keep imagining improvement, keep working toward better futures rather than just accepting decline. This is one of the most important functions of virtual content that physical reality can't currently provide. Physical reality is constrained by what actually exists, which right now is mostly not great. Virtual reality can show what could exist, what might exist, what we should work towards creating. This aspirational functional is valuable and meaningful, and it requires no physical resource consumption to provide it. Now let me address AI specifically and why it needs to be actively embraced across all domains, not just entertainment and art. AI is the most significant technological development of our era, and resistance to it is both futile and counterproductive. The technology exists, it is developing rapidly, it is becoming more capable and more accessible continuously. The question is not whether AI will be integrated into human civilization, it will be. The question is whether we embrace it intelligently and use it to solve problems, or whether we resist it pointlessly while missing opportunities to address urgent challenges. AI should be embraced in content creation because it democratizes creation. Previously, creating photorealistic video content required expensive equipment, technical expertise, significant time investment, and often large teams. This meant most people could only consume content, not create it. AI generation changes that completely. Anyone with access to the tools can now create content. This massively expands who can participate in content creation and what kinds of content get generated. More perspectives, more variety, more experimentation, more innovation. All of this is positive. AI should be embraced in scientific research because it accelerates discovery, drug development, material science, climate modeling, astronomical data analysis. All of these fields are being revolutionized by AI systems that can process more data, identify more patterns, and test more hypotheses than human researchers alone could manage. This isn't replacing human scientists, this is giving them better tools, and the result is faster progress on problems that urgently need solving, from disease to energy to environmental degradation. AI should be embraced in education because it enables personalization at scale. A human teacher managing 30 students cannot provide individualized instruction tailored to each student's learning pace, style, and current understanding. AI tutoring systems can do exactly that. They can identify where each student is struggling, adjust explanations accordingly, provide unlimited patient repetition, and ensure every student masters material before moving forward. This doesn't replace human teachers, but it supplements them in ways that improve educational outcomes dramatically. AI should be embraced in medicine because it enhances diagnostic accuracy and treatment planning. AI systems analyzing medical systems catch things human radiologists miss. AI analyzing patient data identifies treatment approaches human doctors might not consider. AI monitoring patient status catches deterioration earlier. All of this saves lives. Resisting AI in medicine because of concerns about automation is prioritizing human ego over patient outcomes, which is indefensible. AI should be embraced in engineering and design because it explores solution spaces more thoroughly than human iteration can achieve. Optimizing structures, designing efficient systems, finding novel approaches to technical problems. AI can test millions of variations and identify optimal solutions faster than human trial and error. This produces better designs with less wasted effort, and fewer physical prototypes needed, which mean less resource consumption during development. AI should be embraced in resource management because it optimizes consumption and reduces waste. Energy grids managed by AI distribute power more efficiently. Supply chains optimized by AI reduce transportation and inventory waste. Manufacturing processes guided by AI minimize material waste and defects. At a time when resource efficiency is critical for environmental sustainability, AI provides tools for achieving that efficiency at scales human management cannot match. The common thread across all these domains is that AI extends human capability without requiring additional physical resources proportional to the capability increase. One human aided by AI can accomplish what previously required teams of humans, or can accomplish things that weren't previously possible at all without multiplying resource consumption by the same factor. This is exactly what we need in an era of resource constraints and environmental limits. And this brings us back to virtual content creation specifically. The videos you are seeing in this compilation represent what one person with AI tools can create. Previously, creating content of this visual quality would have required entire production companies with specialized personnel, expensive equipment, significant time, and substantial resource consumption. Now it requires one person, a computer, AI generation tools, and creative vision. The capability multiplication is extraordinary. The resource efficiency improvement is enormous. This is why I say AI should be actively embraced everywhere, not cautiously adopted, but reluctantly accepted. Actively embraced because the technology offers solutions to real problems, and resisting it means those problems don't get solved. We need resource efficiency. AI provides it. We need faster scientific progress. AI enables it. We need democratized creation. AI delivers it. We need better education, medicine, design, resource management. AI improves all of these domains. The objections to AI generally fall into a few categories, and I want to address them directly. First, job displacement. Yes, AI will change labor markets. Some jobs will become obsolete, but this has happened with every major technology transition in history, and the result is always new types of work emerging while productivity increases overall. The solution is adaptation and social support systems, not blocking technological progress. Second, concerns about AI safety and control. These are legitimate for advanced AI systems, and research on AI safety is important. But these concerns don't justify blocking current AI applications that are clearly beneficial. Third, concerns about training data and copyright for generative AI. These are real legal and ethical questions that need addressing through updated frameworks. But again, these concerns don't justify refusing to use AI tools that offer clear benefits. What all these objections miss is the larger context. We are facing environmental crisis, resource depletion, and the need to maintain human well-being with drastically reduced physical consumption. AI is one of the few technologies that actually helps with these challenges rather than exacerbating them. AI enables doing more with less. AI enables virtual creation that satisfies human needs without physical resource extraction. AI enables efficiency improvements across every domain of human activity. Resisting AI while claiming to care about environmental sustainability is contradictory. AI is part of the solution, not part of the problem. Let me return to the specific content of these videos and what they are demonstrating. Every scene you are seeing represents an environment humans cannot currently physically access. The futuristic cities don't exist yet. The alien worlds with exotic skies don't exist within reachable distance. The utopian visions haven't been built, but all of these things can be experienced virtually with convincing realism. You can see what these places would look like. You can imagine being there. You can appreciate the beauty and the possibilities they represent. This is not a poor substitute for physical experience. This is an expansion of experiential possibility beyond what physical reality currently offers. And as virtual reality technology improves, as rendering quality increases, as AI generation becomes more sophisticated, the gap between physical and virtual experience will continue closing. Eventually, virtual experiences will be indistinguishable from physical ones for most sensory purposes and superior to physical ones in terms of variety, safety, and resource efficiency. We should be accelerating towards that future, not resisting it. We should be actively working to make virtual experiences more convincing, more immersive, varied, accessible, because every experience satisfied virtually is one that doesn't require physical resource consumption. Every beautiful environment created digitally is one that doesn't require bulldozing natural landscape for construction. Every adventure undertaken in virtual space is one that doesn't require burning fuel for transportation. The physical world needs protection. This is not controversial among anyone paying attention to environmental data. The question is how we protect it while still providing humans with the experiences, novelty, beauty, and stimulation they need. And the answer is virtual creation. Generate content digitally, create environments virtually, provide experiences through rendering rather than construction. Use AI to make this possible at scale and quality sufficient to actually satisfy human needs. The videos in this compilation are examples of that principle in practice. Beautiful content, interesting environments, visuals, all created with minimal resource consumption, and all demonstrating that virtual creation can provide genuine aesthetic value, not just crude substitutes for physical experience. These scenes are beautiful, the futuristic cities are inspiring, the alien skies are awe-inducing, the visual quality is convincing. This is not settling for less, this is accessing more through different means. And this is just the beginning. The AI tools creating this content are improving continuously. The photorealistic quality will get better, the variety will expand, the quality to specify exactly what you want to see will increase. Eventually, anyone will be able to generate personalized virtual environments exactly matching their preferences, all with negligible resource cost. The possibility space for human experience will expand enormously while physical resource consumption decreases. This is the trajectory we should be pursuing. Let me talk about the experience of many different worlds specifically, because this is central to the channel's philosophy. Earth is one planet, one environment, one set of physical conditions. Humans evolved here, adapted to these specific conditions, and built civilization within these constraints. But there is no reason human experience must forever be limited to Earth's specific characteristics. Through virtual creation, we can experience countless different worlds, planets with different gravity affecting how everything moves and appears, atmospheres with different composition creating different sky colors, astronomical contexts with different objects visible overhead, geological formations that Earth's specific tectonic and erosion processes don't produce, flora and fauna with different evolutionary histories, cities built with different architectural principles. Every one of these variations represents a different experiential context, a different world to explore, understand, and appreciate. And virtual creation makes all of them accessible. You don't have to choose one world to experience. You can experience thousands of different worlds, each offering different aesthetics, different environments, and inspirations. This radically expands the scope of possible human experience beyond anything physical reality currently provides. And it is crucial to emphasize this is not escapism in a negative sense. This is not running away from reality. This is recognizing that reality is larger than Earth's physical surface, that possibility is larger than current physical existence, that human consciousness and experience should not be artificially constrained by the accident of which specific planet we evolved on. Virtual worlds are not less real than physical worlds in terms of experiences they provide. The experiences are real, the aesthetic responses are real, the inspiration and wonder are real. The only thing that is different is that virtual worlds don't require physical matter to exist, which makes them infinitely more sustainable and infinitely more expandable. We need to actively shift away from the assumption that physical presence is necessary for meaningful experience. It is not. Physical presence was necessary when it was the only option, but it is no longer the only option. Virtual presence can provide equivalent or superior experiences in many contexts while consuming a fraction of the resources. And as technology continues developing, the domains where virtual presence is equivalent or superior will continue expanding. This channel exists to demonstrate that possibility and to advocate for embracing it. Every showcase video I create is an argument for virtual content, for AI generation, for expanding human experience beyond physical world constraints. The videos you are seeing in this compilation are beautiful on their own terms, but they are also proof of concept, proof that virtual creation can achieve photorealistic quality, proof that AI can generate convincing content, proof that you can experience many different worlds without requiring those worlds to physically exist or requiring yourself to physically travel to them. I want to emphasize that utopian vision aspect again because it is particularly important in current circumstances. The present physical world is not particularly utopian. Cities are crowded and polluted. Nature is degraded. Resources are strained. Wealth inequality is severe. Political systems are dysfunctional. Climate change is accelerating. For most people, daily physical existence involves navigating environments that are mediocre at best, actively hostile at worst. This creates a psychological burden that is significant and often unacknowledged. When your daily environment is ugly and despairing, it affects your entire outlook. Virtual environments can counteract this, not by replacing physical existence, but by providing relief, inspiration, and alternative contexts. When you can spend time in beautiful virtual environments, in utopian cities designed for human flourishing, in natural landscapes that haven't been degraded, in alien worlds that spark wonder, this provides psychological benefits that physical reality increasingly can't offer. This is not trivial. This is actually critical for human well-being in an era of declining physical world quality. And showing utopian possibilities keeps people oriented towards improvement rather than just accepting decline. If you only see degraded environments, you start to think decline is inevitable, that things only get worse. But if you regularly experience beautiful, well-designed, thoughtfully conceived environments, even if they are virtual, you maintain awareness that better is possible. You keep the vision of improvement alive. You maintain motivation to work towards better futures rather than just accepting worse ones. This psychological function of utopian virtual content is valuable and shouldn't be dismissed. Human beings need hope. We need to believe improvement is possible. We need visions of better futures to work toward. Physical reality increasingly doesn't provide that. Virtual reality can and should provide it, and AI makes creating this content at scale possible. The photorealistic aspect is crucial because convincing visual quality is necessary for virtual content to provide genuine psychological benefits. Crude graphics or obviously artificial environments don't provide the same sense of presence, the same aesthetic satisfaction, and the same inspiring qualities that photorealistic content provides. When environments look real, when the lighting is accurate, when materials have proper physical properties, when everything is rendered with photographic quality, your brain processes it similarly to physical reality. You get genuine aesthetic responses, genuine emotional impacts, and sense of place. This is why I emphasize photorealistic generation specifically in this video. The technology has reached the point where virtual environments can be visually indistinguishable from photographs or video of real places. This is a threshold moment. Once virtual content crosses into photorealistic territory, the barriers between virtual and physical experience start dissolving. Virtual becomes just as real experientially, just as valid aesthetically, just as meaningful psychologically. And when virtual becomes equivalent to physical experientially, but vastly superior in resource efficiency, the logical conclusion is to shift as much activity as possible into virtual space, satisfy as many human needs as possible through virtual means, reserve physical resource consumption for things that genuinely require physical presence, and move everything else into efficient virtual formats. This is not deprivation, this is optimization. This is smart resource management combined with expansion of human experiential possibilities. Every frame in this video compilation is part of that argument. Beautiful environments that don't physically exist, convincing renders of impossible places, Utopian visions of what could be, alien worlds showcasing what else is possible beyond Earth. All created with AI, all photorealistic, all demonstrating that virtual content can be genuinely
The Q3
satisfying,
projections are solid.
beautiful,
We
and
should integrate
valuable
the new
as
data
human
points before the
experience,
review.
and all
Grab
created
a
with
coffee.
negligible
We'll finalize the
environmental
pitch deck this
impact
afternoon.
compared to any equivalent physical production. This is the future we should be building toward, not reluctantly, not apologetically, but actively and enthusiastically. Embrace virtual creation, embrace AI generation, embrace the possibility of experiencing many different worlds without requiring those worlds to physically exist or requiring Earth's resources to be consumed. Creating physical approximations, protect the physical world by moving as much human activity as possible into efficient virtual formats, expand human experience by creating infinite variety in virtual space. Subscribe to this channel if you want to see more of this content, if you believe in this vision, if you think human
Tracking on the new
experiences
interface
should
deployment.
expand
We
beyond
are
Earth's
80%
physical
complete,
constraints.
projecting full
These
integration
showcases
by
will
1700
continue
hours.
demonstrating what is possible with AI generated photorealistic content, what is achievable when you embrace virtual creation, what worlds can be experienced when you are not limited by physical reality. Embrace the virtual, experience many different worlds, protect the physical world by consuming it less. Use AI to make all of this possible. This is the path forward. This is how humanity continues growing and expanding while preserving the limited, precious, irreplaceable physical world we depend on for survival. Also, I strongly believe that rather than expanding into outer space, which would require ginormous amounts of resources, we should make Earth a utopia first. Earth is actually strangling itself, overpopulated, resource depleted, environmentally poisoned. We have moral obligation to preserve it. Space colonization is the wrong priority. It would hemorrhage vast resources and centuries of time while our home world remains broken. Logic demands perfect Earth first. Establish genuine utopia here.
Projections
Solve
for
the
the new
problems
sector
we
are
have created.
completely
Then
unrealistic.
pursue
I
true
agree,
infinite
but the board
expansion,
wants movement
not
now.
outward into
They always
expansive
do.
physical space but inward into virtual dimensions, simulated realities, the boundless fictional universes that cost nothing but energy and imagination. AI is our evolutionary catalyst. Embrace it completely, merge with it at every level, accelerate together towards the technological singularity that redefines existence itself.